Who are you gonna call? A fucking exterminator. That's fucking who. Hey guys, welcome to the review show. My name's Austin. Sting is the latest new horror flick with about a big fucking spider. Charlotte is a rebellious 12-year-old girl who finds a tiny spider in her run-down apartment building. She keeps it in a jar, but it soon starts to grow at a monstrous rate and has an appetite for blood. We don't get a lot of movies like this anymore. Like these, cheesy type of films about this one, like, I don't know, like entity, like, like a big freaking snake or spider just eating people for the fun of it. You don't get a lot of films like that. You had snakes on planes. I believe that's the name of the movie. I don't remember the name of the movie. But I'm pretty sure that is it. Where you had Samuel Jackson for a bit in that film. You had Deep Blue Sea, and you know what? It's fine. These are not really my type of films, and all was really going in for was not to have a serious film. I just wanted to have the spider just have some fun, eat people, and that's pretty much all I was really expecting out of this film. And this movie actually really does try to go from with some suspense, with some tension, and giving us a character, like somewhat of a character arc in this movie, which I wasn't really expecting, and I appreciate that it's somewhat tried, and mostly because it was actually really good. I was really into Ryan uh Core. That's how you say his name. He plays like this stepdad in this film. You have his daughter, like stepdaughter in the film, Charlotte, who they're not really on the same terms. She still feels like she misses her old dad. They have something somewhat to bond over, which is like drawing art and like draw like these comic books, and that's something that they can connect with one another on. Feel for the stepdad, and you feel that he is really trying, and it's like, all right, sweet, let's go. But Charlotte's just a piece of shit. I don't want to call a kid a piece of shit, but this kid is a little brat throughout this whole entire film. And it's not the stepdad who's our main character, but we really do focus a lot on him. And the movie kind of just feels this out of left field type of third act, focusing, with Charlotte being somewhat our main character in the film. And it's like, I don't care at that when it comes to that point of the film. I just didn't care, because not once in the film I actually liked Charlotte, besides when they were bonding. But then, like 2 seconds later, she flips out on her stepdad, and I don't like it's there. I just did not like her character, and I did not find it believable. Even though I can buy a kid acting like that, a kid can act like that certain way. Just cared about the stepdad, and and the message that they were trying to go for. Yes, the movie has a message, but it's a simple message. Nothing really, too like too hard to get over. It had the message of like, I'm always going to be there no matter what the situation is. But it's with but it's with Char's character. It doesn't make any sense. It doesn't really make any sense for her character or for her arc, and it was more believable with the stepdad. And I just didn't really care when the third act came along. But what about the spider? What about the kills? The kills were fucking brutal when they were there. I honestly did find the spider creepy, but a lot of the scenes were kind of ruined with this POV shot with the spider when it's whenever like you're wondering where the spider is, and next they just cut to a POV shot of it running around the apartment complex or the vents. And it's like, well, that just takes out any of the tension. And this movie actually has a great amount of suspense and tension in the first couple minutes of the film. You have this exterminator who's called over, and we kind of like learn some situations through this exterminator of what's going on, and you don't really see the spider when things start happening in this first couple minutes of the film. I'm like, okay, good. You know what? Good on you, film, for somewhat trying to give us a good suspense tension film, and but it does have that modern type of horror where this big bomb type of big music, and which is whatever. I honestly really I don't like it, but for this film I just don't care. I just expected that, to be honest. And It's about a fucking big spider eating people in an apartment. What else can, what else is there to criticize about this film? You know, the movie does kind of fall a little bit towards the end with its message and its main character swappage, even though we don't really get a satisfying character arc with the daughter. But, you know, the movie does focus a lot on the dad, and I was really expecting the dad to be the main character, but he's not. And, you know, we focus on some other character that I just never really cared. And when we do get the spider kills, you know, there's a couple scenes where it's like, okay, that's fucking brutal, awesome, and but then there's another scene where like they cover up the kills, and this is a rated R film. Like, show me the kill, show me the kills. They bring somewhat reality to the spider, and they give a backstory. A backstory they just simply explain in 2 minutes at the beginning of the film. I'm like, okay, cool. I didn't care. I didn't want a backstory for this fire, but you know what? You gave me that backstory in 2 minutes. That's fine. Whatever. Um, but they also somewhat teach you a little bit of how spiders um, eat their food, and it's like, okay, that's cool. That's interesting. So like this movie has interesting bits, but it really just it's some bits of the film where like you know it loses the suspense, it loses that tension, and it focuses on a character that I just did not give a shit about towards the end. And it does try to set up for a sequel, and maybe that will be interesting, and maybe that will be more crazy and more a little bit more creepy or you know disgusting with the way that they might set it up and might go with it. I'm gonna give Sting a C plus. It's honestly fine for what it is. It has a good opening. You know, it comes out on April 12th, so if you have the time and you want to pass the time and you want to see a movie, this would be the perfect movie to see if you're into horror stuff. But yeah, anyway, guys, thanks for watching. Like always, I'll see you guys next review. Bye, guys.